Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. So we have, I don't know, I think it's good news for Bitcoin that, almost 190 banks might be positioned for a collapse. Now, this is from analysis post SVB, and I do have to mention that most of these banks are in a better position than SVB, but they don't have enough money to actually pay insured investors if the uninsured investors decide to withdraw all their money. If even half of the uninsured investors decide to withdraw all their money, they may not have enough money. So that might be why some of the insured depositors want to withdraw their money as well. Remember, most people that don't have over $250,000 in a bank, so they are actually FDIC covered. But the thing is, the Fed's actually wiped out about half of its quantitative easing, quantitative tightening over the last year by guaranteeing and backstopping up to $2 trillion. Now, that whole $2 trillion is not going to be paid out in stimuluses, obviously, like it was before, and much of it will probably not be paid out altogether, and these are repayable loans to the central government, but it does put more money into the system. Now, I do not think it will actually inflate prices because it's not more money in people's hands. So the thing is, the quote is, even if half of uninsured depositors decide to withdraw, almost 190 banks are at potential risk of impairment to insured depositors, with potentially 300 billion of insured deposits at risk. Obviously, that doesn't bode well for people, and that actually really kind of sucks for people. So you see this graph right here, SVB's in this corner. The higher you are, the closer you are to this corner, the worse off you are. As you can see, there's one or two that are kind of close and the rest are sort of far off. So they are at a substantial advantage to where SVB was. The thing is that that might sound bad that half of uninsured investors decide to withdraw, but half is a very large number, actually, and they would have to withdraw at the same time and not actually deposit anything. So the likelihood that most of these banks are going to go under is pretty small right now, in my opinion. It of course depends how much faith people actually have in these banks themselves, and they don't really tell us which banks they actually are, unfortunately. And the higher the interest rate actually rises, the worse it's going to get, which is why I think the Fed's going to raise by 25 basis points and then stop rising come the summer, and I think that will help crypto as well. I think the rates are actually going to stay pretty high as it goes for quite a while, so some of these banks will actually have trouble. But I do think this is actually good for crypto because just like we've seen in the last few days, since the government has agreed to backstop most of the banks, that gives people more confidence in the deposits. But there are certain numbers of people that want to withdraw and deposit their money in other hard assets. It's not only Bitcoin that's actually going up. Gold, silver, and other hard assets are also going up. So I don't think it's just a fad. I do think it's a slow trend. And if the government has to backstop more of these smaller banks, there will be consolidation in the banking industry, first of all. But more than that, I do believe cryptos will gain in popularity as people look for more hard assets, as will gold and silver. But gold and silver, let me remind you, are very much controlled by Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and other big banks. Bitcoin isn't as controlled by those big financial institutions, so I think it has more potential for rising up. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.